Man, life is good. How about yourself?
Life is great, man. It's a Saturday morning. We out here. We alive. We got something important to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Something real crazy to talk about. Hey, this is our episode 1 film review.
Yo.
I'm with my guy, Snarenarada.
Let's go.
I'm Savage Royale. Hey, man. Godzilla Minus One.
Man, we need to talk about
We just gonna jump. Ain't no intro no more. We in there. Godzilla Minus One.
We in there.
Craziest Godzilla movie I've ever seen.
Man, and that's the crazy part. You think that's the craziest. There's others, too, that's really good. But yesterday set the bar way high.
It set the bar so high, man. So, like, I know you are already a Godzilla fan. We talked about that. You definitely have more history with Godzilla than me, but over the past couple, like at least the past month, I've been really deep diving into a lot of the older films, really trying to catch up to the lore and the storyline and everything behind Godzilla and some of the other titans, the other Kojira,
Mm-hmm.
the other monsters, you feel me?
Yes,
but
sir.
Godzilla is king. That's why I named the title of this video too. Godzilla is king, man. Minus
king.
one is king.
Yep.
You feel me? How'd you feel about the movie? We saw it yesterday.
Yeah, there's so many words and not enough to describe this movie at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as far as taking it back, making it real, attaching to what happened in Japan, and translating that into Godzilla, man. Like, that's all they needed to do. There wasn't any monster on monster battle. They just took it back to the origins.
We talked about that in the beginning leading up. It was like, I wonder if there's going to be any monster battles in here. But there wasn't.
Right.
There wasn't not one monster battle.
Mm-mm.
Spoiler alert. I mean, we're going to be giving all the spoilers. We ain't holding nothing back. So
No.
if you don't want a spoiler, this is not the video for you yet. Go watch the movie. Go turn it off. Go watch the movie. I'm sure they're showing it about 12 o'clock noon.
Right.
About 1 o'clock, I'm sure there's a showing. Go see it, then come back and watch it because we about to spoil everything.
Everything. Everything.
Wasn't no monster battles, though, man. And I didn't feel like I was shorted.
No.
You know?
We got everything we need from the human aspect and even from Godzilla. So
scene one, he was coming in destroying shit.
Yep.
It seems like that's always been an element of Godzilla where he like kind of morphs throughout the film.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of like consistent through all the films? It seems like.
So I would say like the most recent one was Shin.
Okay.
Because the morphing hasn't really happened, or it's come to a standstill in the Japanese aspect of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd be interested to see if they start putting in the American versions
where he morphs kind of within the film.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that shit almost makes him scarier because it's like you see him in an initial form and that's devastating.
Right.
And then you about to tell me this man about to morph on me?
Right.
Oh, no, this is crazy.
Because he was doing work right on the beach, right on the opening scene. He was going crazy, and it's like just seeing that version of Godzilla, how terrifying he was.
He seemed like he had more of an intellect.
Right.
I don't know if you noticed this, but even that first scene on the beach, he was chomping people's heads off, but he wasn't like eating people. Like Godzilla isn't an eater,
right,
for what I see. Like he's just like tossing people. He's just like destroying shit. I'm not really here to eat.
Right.
I ain't never seen Godzilla eat anything.
Nah, he's just out here. The only thing he eats is fish. So humans, that's just like a little snack tossed to the side, but he doesn't even eat them.
Yeah.
Like, we can't even classify that as a snack at that point.
He was pretty aggressive.
Right.
Like this was a very aggressive. I mean, I guess he's always like devastating in some of the other films, but like this Godzilla was just really mean, bro. Like his face was crazy. Like his face was scary.
Right.
Like it was. I could see a kid having a nightmare about it. You ain't having no nightmare about the 70s or 80s Godzilla.
Nah,
that dude was doing the Cupid Shuffle.
Right. Spoiler alert, the older Godzillas had a man in the suit.
Yeah.
And it was both Godzilla and the kaiju he was fighting. So if you didn't know that, now you know. But it was definitely corny, but it's a classic.
Yeah.
You can't hate on it.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really good plot too for it to be a monster film, and clearly we're coming here to see destruction.
Right.
But the plot wasn't weak. I felt like we were invested with the humans too.
Right.
We felt that human aspect. I mean, they took in a child that wasn't even their child. They not even married.
Right.
It was like, what, y'all? This ain't your wife?
Right.
Like, nah, that's not me.
Right.
Like, what?
And that was like the big thing. Even before the movie started, we were talking. I was like, I hope they show more Godzilla than human.
Yeah.
In this movie, it was more human than Godzilla, and I was okay with that.
Yeah.
That's like rare for me, and I'm sure any Godzilla fan out there.
But this was the most human, even Godzilla. I think. Even Godzilla had a human aspect.
Right.
It just seemed like he was. Did you notice the one scene where he had like shot his atomic breath? And it blew up. It looked like a huge mushroom cloud, and he's just sitting there looking at it.
Right.
Like Godzilla's looking at what he just did.
Mesmerized at his own destruction.
That was like, probably one of the craziest scenes to me. Like, that was like, damn, he ain't just sitting there looking at it. It's like, he's like understanding what he just did, and he's like looking at it. I don't know. That was crazy.
It was crazy. And that's one of the, like, for me personally, the craziest atomic breath scenes I've ever seen. Because the lead up to it, because this year's Godzilla, his fins rise as it's traveling up his body, and you're like, oh,
he, like, charges up.
Right. And you saw it in the previews, you saw it in the trailer, but when you actually saw it in the movie with the sound and the suspense, and dude even was like, here we go again.
Here we go again. Dude. Because it's, you know, you can't do anything. When you see them fins about to pop out with the atomic, you know, with the light, when it starts glowing and stuff, it's just like, well, shit, bro. Like, we're not... We already know none of our weapons work.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Even how they made his body, like, shoot it out, how he kind of, like... And then snaps it.
Right.
That's crazy.
Nuts, man. Nuts. They weaponized this Godzilla perfectly to tie back to the culture, what happened. Like, literally, I can't say enough good things about this film, and I'm excited to see it again. You're excited to see it again.
I'm probably going to see it again.
Right.
I feel like I have to. I might even step it up. If we go see it again, we got to go to IMAX. We got to go to Crocker Park. You know, I mean, Cinemark was cool, but it wasn't the official IMAX. Like I said, if we do go see it again, let's go to an official IMAX spot. Mm-hmm. You know, super official, like audio. Yeah. You know, because the audio was cool yesterday. I thought the soundtrack is fire in this film too.
Great. Now amplify that times, however, with the IMAX, and there might have been stuff we missed during the movie. You know, some type of sound effects, something on the side.
I know I missed about a good 8 minutes of that movie, man. I could not. I had to use the bathroom so bad, but I timed it up when they was talking, and I came back with a pizza. I know you was probably like, what the fuck?
Man, I was smelling that. I was like, man, I kind of wanted to bite. Man.
I walked past that pizza, past the bathroom. I said, that dude sound nice right now.
Right. Came back with a whole pizza. But it honestly worked out great.
It did, though.
Right at the right time. So,
hey, shout out to this beat, man. You know, made this beat out the Godzilla Minus One soundtrack.
Right. It sounds great, man.
I made the beat before the movie dropped. So when we saw it yesterday and I heard that portion of the movie, I was like, yeah, that shit sound hard.
Hey, they just need to drop this right then and there.
Drop this beat in the movie? Mm-hmm. Come on, man. That'd be hard.
Yeah, submit that to Godzilla. Make it happen, man.
What scene would be playing with this beat, though? Is this like, he's just like, I feel he's
just destroying shit.
Is that scene?
Yeah, okay. He's just walking smooth up.
Yeah, he's not even no atomic breath or nothing. Right. It's just straight, just walking, just stomping shit out.
Yup.
That's what's up, though, man. Okay. Out of 10, what you giving the movie?
All right, I gave it an honest 8.
You know,
8? I gave it an 8.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm gonna change that. 8.5.
Okay.
The reason behind that is
yeah. What's up with the other 1.5?
Okay, I felt like there still could have been a little bit more Godzilla. Like, even if he was just showing more clips of his tail, because like I said, it's more weaponized. So it was like, okay, he's going around doing this and this and that, but I wanted to see more of his tail action. That was like such a predominant feature in the older Godzilla. You even know it. Like, he was sliding on his tail.
Tail sliding. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Crazy. They could have referenced that, maybe brought that a little bit back along with everything else they brought back. So I thought that was a missed opportunity. But besides that, I mean, okay, that took around a point. Now the 0.5, yeah, it just ties into more Godzilla at the end of the day.
I'm gonna give it a solid 9.
Yeah,
only because it's like, I mean, we all want more Godzilla,
right?
You know, it could have been maybe a little. I mean, I wasn't like, damn, I need more Godzilla, you know, but it could have been a little bit more. It wasn't, you know, there was a lot of drama, a lot of talking involved, which was fine. You know, there's story building, you know, building the plot. Right. You know, I'm gonna give it a solid 9. I mean, honestly, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, it's really a 10 out of 10.
It
you
is.
know, I think if you're being like really critical against like other movies, and I think over time, you watch it 2-3 more times, it's a 10. I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. It's a flawless movie. It's like no fluff, you know. It's not anything extra. Right. You know, it wasn't no extra CGI. That was just like, why'd they do that?
They got you. The emotional side of things was even amped up because I've never been so emotionally invested in a Godzilla in the past. Like,
yeah.
Emotionally invested in different ways, like the action.
Do you root for Godzilla? Like while they're shooting missiles and everything at him? I'm still like, Like when they blew his head off, like damn.
Yeah, right.
No,
you couldn't help but to just look at it like, so what now? And
like
then,
what now?
And then it went crazy. He regenerated his face, and it was like, oh yeah,
that
he
was
gonna
pretty
remember
wild.
that.
Yeah, like he heals himself. Oh
right.
yeah, this monster is crazy, bro. Like how can you beat that?
I would have been the most defeated human being on that boat, that island,
which
that
they all were.
Right. There was not much they can do. So, I think you're always rooting for Godzilla.
Yeah.
No matter what state he's in.
One more question, man.
Okay.
Do you think this puts pressure on American filmmaking now?
Absolutely.
Think so?
Every single way it does.
It's a thing they say is only $15 million budget for this Godzilla.
Really?
I mean, they're bringing out $200 million budgets for Marvel movies and just crazy movies, and they did what we just saw for $15 million, just on the lower end for a film budget.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like it might put pressure on other film companies, film directors, writers, for just making a solid film.
Right.
You know, not a lot of fluff, not over the top CGI. Not a. I mean, it is a reboot, but it felt fresh though.
Yeah, it was. It was fresh because it's a newer era. I know it took it back to the 40s, but it was like the CGI use, like we said, and just all the elements really coming together and making it happen.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I mean, I liked how they kind of started where they were and then went back and then kind of like progressed through the movie back kind of forward. That was interesting. Kind of a cool little full circle.
Mm-hmm. And not only does it put the money cap on like the American movies, it puts the action aspect of it as well, because these newer Godzillas, a lot of action, not enough story. The American, Japanese $15 million budget, they're doing everything better with less money. It's like, all right, like
because they just went straight to it. They got straight to it.
Right.
They had solid actors. I wasn't that bothered by the subtitles.
No.
At first, the first 3 minutes, I was like, I'm not like physically like reading and looking, and then after a while, it was just all together. Yeah. It worked, bro.
It does. Because one thing they did really well in the movie I never acknowledged before is where they were talking and where they weren't. Like, if it was Godzilla, for the most part, it was Godzilla.
True.
They went back from Godzilla to the boat when they were talking a little bit, then right back to Godzilla. There ain't no talking, just action.
Yeah.
So it was like, I felt like they did it on purpose, but they knew exactly where to put that.
There was like small, little, perfect spots of comic relief, too.
Yeah.
It's clearly not a comedy, and I don't think they were trying to like make people laugh, but there were like little things that were just like, I think just the personality of some of the characters where like he gonna say some kind of like sarcastic, low key funny shit, like in the perfect time. It wasn't a lot of it, but when it hit, I was like, you can hear people in the theater kind of chuckle like.
It was like that you can relate to it type of comedy. Like when Godzilla came out that water and attacked the boat, he was like, never mind, we're changing plans.
I mean, what else you gonna say? Anybody would say the same thing, like turn around.
Right. It's time to go, bro.
Turn this boat around.
Right.
Immediately.
Gotta do it. So it was just like they knew when to put the comedy in. They did a flawless, tasteful job of how they operated that whole movie.
Yeah.
Right.
I really enjoyed it, man.
We're gonna be there for the sequel.
The sequel? Oh, for sure.
Yes, sir.
You already know. Hopefully they don't make us wait too long.
Right.
Don't make me wait till like 2032.
Right. But don't put out a movie every year.
Yeah. I enjoyed it though, man. I can't wait to go see it again. I'm definitely gonna see this again for sure.
Yes, sir.
On the big screen, and then I'm gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna binge watch it once it's out on whatever streaming. This is gonna be one of the movies I just throw on.
Yep.
Kind of like how I do that with Dark Knight. It's just that movie I just throw on, just watch, catch little things every time.
Right. You can rewatch Dark Knight how many times and never get really tired of it.
Nah, you ain't gonna get old of that movie, man. That movie's fire.
Godzilla gonna be the same way.
Godzilla Minus One, man.
Godzilla Minus One.
Go check it out. I feel like I'm an ambassador for the film. Go check it out. Go watch it. I get commission if you watch it. I
gotta do that right away.
No, please, no, go do that. I was telling my roommate, like, you might have, I don't know last time you've been to the movies, but go check this one out.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, hey, Snarenarada.
That's a wrap. And Savage Royale.
That's right.
We out of here. Thank you for joining us
StreamSpace,
for our first
baby.
episode.
Hey, we're going to be back. I don't know what the next movie is. We're going to watch another movie. We're going to go see something else that's coming out. We're going to review it. We're going to talk about it.
Yes, sir.
It's coming soon. Stay tuned. Peace. Okay, peace for real.